please remain standing for the Star-Spangled Banner? Be seated. Good evening and welcome to the 2003 graduation ceremony. I'm Wendy Paul. I'm Director of Student Services for the Port Huron Area School District. On behalf of our graduates, I cordially welcome family, friends, staff members, and guests. We thank you for being here. This evening, we honor graduates from 3 Port Huron Area School District programs. These students completed high school through earning credits towards a diploma or through the GED testing program. 5 of tonight's graduates are from Port Huron South Alternative Learning Program. Our school district also operates a program through the St. Clair County Jail, our jail rehab school. And last and definitely not least, from Jefferson Adult Learning Center. With the graduates on stage tonight, behind me are Mr. William D. Kimball, Superintendent of the Port Huron Area School District, Ms. Gloria Henry, the Principal of Jefferson Adult Learning Center, Mr. Jeffrey Beckett, Vice President of our board, and Mr. Charles Meeker, the School Board Trustee. Please help me thank them for being here tonight. We have a tradition at this graduation that 3 students are selected each year to represent this class and to share with you some of their experiences and what it means to them to be graduating this evening. To introduce each of this year's speakers are Mr. Kimball.
Good evening, graduates and participants in the ceremony. I always like to take the liberty to make just a couple of very brief comments. On behalf of the Board of Education of the Port Huron Area School District and the staff who've played a major role in all of your lives in a variety of ways, I would like to congratulate you as graduates. I would also like to thank and congratulate the parents, spouses, siblings, family, grandparents, the people that have played a major role in helping these young folks to get to this point in their life where they are the graduates of this year's class. Again, congratulations. It will be my privilege tonight to introduce each speaker one at a time. They'll come to the podium, give their talk, and then I'll introduce the second and third speaker. Tonight we'd like to start with Miss Anna Lisa Jex. Miss Anna Lisa Jex began the FLEC program at Jefferson in 2001. After hard work and determination, in just under 2 years, Anna has completed her goal. In 2003, with renewed confidence, she has graduated. Since obtaining her final high school completion credits, Anna has accomplished quite a lot. She got her driver's license, got a job, is attending Ross Medical Education Center, all while striving to be a great mom. While attending Ross Medical, Anna hopes with hard work she will obtain her certification as a medical assistant. Help me welcome Miss Anna Lisa Jex.
Good evening, friends, family, staff, and fellow graduates. My name is Annalisa Jacks. I was born here in Port Huron, but when I was 8, my family and I moved to Tennessee. Right before I turned 15, my grandma died. My family and I then moved back to Port Huron. I just finished my first year of high school and had made a few new friends while in Tennessee. Having to leave them made me very unhappy. So when I started my sophomore year at Port Huron Northern, I spent the majority of my time trying to make new friends. My schoolwork wasn't a priority, my grades were bad, and my attitude was worse. We moved again, so I had to start attending Port Huron High School. Starting all over again, trying to make new friends, and trying to fit in was not easy for me. After a short while, I became pregnant and distressed. I cared even less about schoolwork than I had before. Eventually, someone mentioned Jefferson to me. I joined the FLEC program. After I had my daughter, Mackenzie, my priorities changed. I realized that if I didn't get my life together and finish school, I wouldn't just be cheating myself, I would be cheating my daughter too. She needed me to take care of her, and it became clear to me that taking care of her would be a lot less stressful if I finished school and got a better job. Oddly enough, the teacher who helped me realize all of this wasn't even one of my teachers. Miss Jordan was one of my most caring teachers I ever met. Every afternoon, my daughter and I would stop in to say hi and end up staying about 15 minutes just talking. I hadn't realized in the beginning that these little talks would change the way I thought about things. Just this year, Miss Jordan allowed me to be her teacher's aide, although I think she did it just to keep a better eye on me. Miss Jordan helped me realize I had to continue my education, and I am grateful to her for that. I never thought I would finish high school with decent grades, much less continue on to Ross Medical. After talking to my mom, I realized that if she could go back to school and graduate with a teenage son at home while working and being married, then I could do it too. I'd like to thank my family, friends, and teachers for supporting me, believing in me, and for all their help. I'd also like to thank Miss Jordan and the rest of the staff at Jefferson for being so helpful and caring, and to the caregivers in the FLEC nursery for allowing me to do all this without having to worry if Mackenzie was being taken care of. I'd like to say at this time congratulations to my fellow graduates, and I wish for every one of them success and happiness. Thank you.
Some great stories we hear every year from adult education. Our next speaker, Ms. Ricky Roach. Ms. Roach was born and raised in Port Huron and attended Port Huron area schools. She is a mother of an 8-year-old daughter, Haley. She is also engaged to Don Young. Ricky's hobbies are camping, reading, horseback riding, and spending time with her family. She was Student of the Month, maintained A's, and has made other accomplishments while here at Jefferson. By receiving that elusive piece of paper that until now seemed impossible, she can now start college and create a better life for herself and her daughter, Haley. Help me bring forward Miss Ricky Roach.
Good evening, family, friends, and faculty, and welcome to another graduation ceremony. I have lived here in Port Huron with my mother and brother my whole life. In my senior year at Port Huron High School, science was my worst subject. I could not comprehend it. I only needed a life science credit to graduate. 4 days before commencement, I received a letter from the school that I could not march with my class. I was devastated, and my mom was disappointed, and seeing her disappointment was very difficult for me. I can tell you that that was the hardest part. Today, I feel like the luckiest kid in the world. I can now see the joy in her face. My mom is one of those moms who stand above the rest. She has always been my strongest supporter and my most important role model. She has always told me, you can do anything you put your mind to. She's the best mother and role model a daughter could ask for. I can't say enough good things about Jefferson. Once I realized it was time to go back to school, Jefferson was my only option. For the first few days, I wasn't sure if this was the place for me, all of the confusion and chaos, but I soon realized that the school was different. The faculty does actually care what you learn and don't learn. One day while sitting in Miss Holf's biology class, I was looking out the window and it came to me, I want to be a social worker. Mrs. Hof said, yes, you would be good at that. I really feel that I want to help people, and that is what social workers do. The teachers here are exceptional. They're incredibly patient and very flexible. The difference I see between this school and the regular high school is that the teachers care that a student is actually learning the material and not just being pushed through a book. Coming here to Jefferson has reignited the fire that was put out by an unplanned pregnancy. I put my studies on hold to become a mom. This year, Mrs. Hof made me realize that there is a better life out there and I need to go for it. And she once said to me, reach for the stars, anything's possible. My biggest supporter this year was Ms. Turcott, Ms. Hof, and Mrs. Mosier. I could go on and on about each one of these remarkable women. I can honestly say if it weren't for the little extra love and understanding that I received, I would not be on this stage tonight. When you walk into the Jefferson Adult Learning Center building, there is this big sign that is a school motto which reads, you can. That in itself is very motivational. It obviously helped to motivate all of us who are on this stage tonight. The dedication and devotion that I received while attending here is immeasurable. A great teacher never strives to explain her vision. She simply invites you to stand beside her and see for yourself. And I stood by my teachers and saw the vision. And I would like to take this time to congratulate all of my fellow graduates, thank the faculty for helping us to conquer this great achievement, and again, to quote the school motto, you can, and we did. Thank you.
You know, that slogan at Jefferson, you can, definitely has made a difference in a lot of people's lives. It's such a simple slogan, but I think many of our graduates hold on to that and realize they can make a difference in their own life. Our next speaker, Mrs. Valerie Connor. Mrs. Connor is native of Quebec, Canada, and moved to this country in 1997. She is married to Eric Connor of St. Clair, Michigan, and they have a 5-year-old son, Dane. Her family didn't have much money, and school wasn't a big priority. Regardless, she managed to go to her final year of high school. All she had to do was a history and a French exam during the summer of '94 in order to graduate. However, that did not happen. Mrs. Connor learned about Jefferson through the phone book. She is very proud of the fact that she is French and never attended an English school before Jefferson. She was Student of the Month in September, and she is especially proud of the improvement of her grades while attending Jefferson. She went from DE student in high school to straight A's at Jefferson. She's told me that she is very proud to give a commencement speech tonight. Without further ado, I present to you Mrs. Valerie Connor.
Good evening. As Mr. Kimball said, my name is Valerie Connor. Before I start, I would like to take this opportunity to thank everybody who came tonight, especially my mom. She came all the way from Montreal, Canada. Merci maman d'être ici ce soir. Tonight is very nerve-wracking for me. I never gave a speech to so many people, and I'm very nervous. I didn't know what to say in this speech. There's about 10 other ones in my drawer at home. In most of them, I talk about myself, but the closer I would get to this day, I realized that everybody here tonight went through some ups and downs in their lifetimes, especially my fellow graduates here on stage with me. Struggling with work, kids, husbands or wives, and school was really hard for all of us, I'm sure. I want you to take a minute and look at everybody here on stage. I'm very fortunate to have the opportunity to give this speech tonight, but if you ask me, we should all be up here right now. My story is unique because it is mine. However, it is probably similar to the story of my fellow graduates in that we each had many challenges to overcome to bring us to this point in our lives. This is my story. My father left my mom when I was just 4. My mom worked a lot, so I spent most of my time with my grandmother. She was my whole world. Then when I was 14 years old, my mom met a fabulous guy who already had a son my age. Soon after, all 4 of us moved in together. Finally, I had a brother who would listen to me. I had a dad who would try to understand me. I had a very happy mom, but most of all, I had a family. In September of 1996, a week exactly after my 21st birthday, I met Eric, my husband. In February of 1997, we found out that we were expecting a child. There's no need to say that our lives changed forever. We needed a good reason to give to the Immigration and Naturalization Services so they would grant me a 10-year pass to live here in the U.S., and that's called a green card. I had no experience in high-paying jobs and no high school diploma. That meant that we had to get married right away. We had talked about it, but with no intention of doing it so soon. So we wed on August 23, 1997. My first paper was filed with the INS on October 15, 1997, and we had our baby on November 10, 1997. Talk about a busy year. It would take 3.5 years for the INS to grant me my pass. My fingerprints were lost, which put us behind, and we moved to Augusta, Georgia. That made the wait even longer. You need to understand that I needed the green card more than anything. Without it, I couldn't work. The INS officers were telling us that we made the choice to move out of Detroit's jurisdiction, like it was our fault. It wasn't our choice. My husband had enlisted in the U.S. Army and was stationed at Fort Gordon. Finally, after being put on hold for so long and not taken seriously, I had to speak up. While in Georgia and through my own determination, I contacted Senator Max Cleland, Congressman Charlie Norwood, and the governor's office. I even contacted the White House. I wrote 1 letter a week until somebody answered my desperate cry for help. After a few weeks, I started to get some answers. Senator Max Cleland and Congressman Charlie Norwood's offices wrote back and were willing to help me. The governor's office called me at my home and told me that this was a federal matter. The president never did answer. But I had the right people on my side already. They wouldn't listen to a simple resident, but they would listen to U.S. officials. In May of 2001, I was granted my permanent resident status. This enhanced our lives tremendously. In 1999, I did 2 exams for the GED here at Jefferson, even though I didn't have my social security number. The agreement was that as soon as I would get it, I had to submit it to the office. About 2 months later, we moved to Augusta. I wanted to finish my GED there, but I was told that I needed to start from the beginning, so my hopes fell apart, and I never finished. My husband got out of the Army, and we were on our way back to St. Clair in November of 2001. As soon as we got back, I contacted the office at Jefferson. I had failed twice already. I was determined to make this 3rd time the right one. I found out that in January of 2002, all the exams were going to be changed. That meant that I had to do the 3 remaining exams in a month and a half or start from the beginning again. I chose to do it all over. As I was doing the paperwork for the GED, I learned that I could do my diploma instead, even though I was a Canadian. For me, the diploma seemed more important. So in August of 2002, I started what would end up being my greatest accomplishment. In a way, I became a role model for some people, including my son. I did everything that needed to be done and then some. I knew for a long time that I needed to complete high school. I was always afraid that one day my son would ask me about school and the importance of it. And I didn't want to say, school's important, but your own mother didn't finish it. I want him to know that if you really believe in something, you can make it happen. So I did my homework with him. I took him to the library. I'd bring movies about science home to watch with him, and I even took him to school with me on a few occasions. When we drive on 10th Street, he can tell you which building is Mommy's school. I made this experience as enjoyable as I could, and I think that I finally chose what I want to do in my future. Because, oh yeah, did I mention I want to go to college? Chemistry teacher, that shouldn't be above my expectations. I want to say thank you to Miss Maureen Blackman. She's the one who told me that I could do the diploma instead of the GED. Mrs. Gloria Henry for helping me through all my paperwork. The night staff, which includes Julie Leslie and Cheryl Nagowski, for bearing with me with all the changes in my schedule. My history government teacher, Mr. Bricker, for making history so interesting. History was never my favorite. I'm more of a future lady. What's in the past can't be changed, but I feel we are the masters of our own futures. I also want to thank my science teacher, Ms. Mosier, for making me believe in myself. And I wouldn't be fair if I didn't thank my husband and son for supporting me. If I wasn't at work, I was at school. Excuse me. My son can probably count the days on his finger which he spent with both his mom and dad since August 2002. But getting my education was very important to me. It was hard, but we did it. Class of 2003, congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
what do I say now? We certainly appreciate every year the graduates that are willing to speak on behalf of the whole class. And as Valerie said, everyone up here has a story. Some would rather be dead than stand in front of this microphone and tell their story. But they all have one, and we're proud of each one of them. And we're especially proud of the speakers tonight. Congratulations on a wonderful job. Well, here's something we've all been waiting for with much anticipation and excitement. Some of our graduates were outside pacing back and forth and threatening to leave before the ceremonies began because they were pretty nervous. But now I present Gloria Henry, the principal of Jefferson Adult Learning Center, and it's time for scholarships and diploma.
Thank you, Ms. Paul. Good evening to all of you who have come here this evening to see this group of individuals become the 2003 graduates of the Jefferson Adult Learning Center and Port Huron South. As Ms. Paul said, my name is Gloria Henry, and I'm the principal of Jefferson Adult Learning Center. It's an honor and a privilege to be here tonight. This is my 15th year attending this graduation ceremony and my 3rd year up here on the stage. I've been to a lot of graduations, other graduations taking place at the end of every school year in this and other districts. But I do have to tell you, this graduation ceremony is the best one around. Way to go, 2003 graduates. At this time in the program, it's my honor to award certain students with scholarships. These scholarships are given to individuals who will be furthering their education and plan on attending either St. Clair County Community College or Baker College. These scholarships are based on potential for success and financial need. From all the students and staff, and also from the Board of Trustees and the entire Port Huron Area School District, I would like to thank both Baker and St. Clair County Community Colleges for their support over the years and for the generous gift I am about to give out. We have one recipient for a scholarship this evening, and it will be from St. Clair County Community College. You know a little about this individual I will call up here tonight because she was one of our speakers. Once I call your name, please come forward to accept this gift. On behalf of the Community College and Mrs. Josephine Kassar, the Director of Financial Aid at St. Clair County Community College, I am proud to present a scholarship to Miss Valerie Connor. Valerie, please come forward.
Congratulations. Good job. Congratulations. How did you do that from me? Oh, of course I was supposed to. You want to shake hands? Sure. She's a little surprised over this. Congratulations to Valerie for her scholarship, and thanks again to Baker College and St. Clair County Community College for making these scholarships available. At this time, I would like to take a few moments to thank all of the individuals who have assisted our students over the past year. At a recent teachers' convention, a keynote speaker addressed her audience and spoke of similarities between the prince in the book, The Little Prince, and the way he tamed a fox in the story, and the taming of students. The keynote speaker described 5 essentials needed to tame or assist students. If all of the staff members from Jefferson and Port Huron South could please stand and face the audience, I would like to read off the 5 essentials each one of our staff practiced so that all of our students could exceed and succeed. Please stand. Number 1, affirmation. Students need to know they are accepted. Our staffs have spent most of their time telling students what is good about them, not what is always bad. Number 2, contribution. Students want to know how they can make a difference. An example of this would be, with the help of Ms. Gina Turcott, the reestablishment of Jefferson's newsletter, which is student-driven and student-organized. Number 3, power. Students come to us looking for what they can do.
The staff from both schools strive to help students to feel significant, important, and valued. Number 4, purpose. Students need to know that there is more to school than just getting the right answers. For example, at Jefferson, we have Even Start and FLEC programs to assist parents with raising children and going to school at the same time. Port Huron South has a mentoring program between students and staff to assist student learning and success. And we have an end-of-the-year dance where students and staff can get together and have a great time. So there is more to our schools than just the right answers. And number 5, challenge. Students want to feel wrung out when we are done with them. They are asking to be shown why it is a better world now that they are in it. And I believe every one of our staff takes the time to show the students that they are valued and that they can make a significant contribution, be it going to work to support a family, going on to an institution of higher learning, caring for their child, or being on this stage tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to the Jefferson Adult Learning Center and Port Huron South. Thank you. To conclude this portion of this evening's program before handing out diplomas, there is one final individual I would like to single out for a few moments in order to say a very heartfelt thank you, but also a sad goodbye to. This person began working in the adult education program in 1980-81 school year. She has been with us at Jefferson since then. I first met her in the spring of 1988 in my first year of teaching. I had her son in my science class, and she wanted to have a conference. This was my very first teaching conference, and it had to be with another teacher. I was terrified. And you know what? She ended up calming me down. I ran into this woman again in the fall of 1988. I was transferred to Jefferson, and lo and behold, there she was, the English teacher. Over the next 15 years, I have had the privilege of working with her and observing her interacting with students and staff. I have never seen a more selfless person. Time and again, I have seen her putting the needs of others in front of her own and changing students from uncaring individuals who didn't want to succeed to mature and loving, well-spoken adults. This woman, Deborah Mosier, is retiring this year. Debbie, if you could please meet me on the stage for a moment. Future students are going to miss out on your energy, laughter, thoughtfulness, and educational methods. The staff will miss your advice, mentoring, and cookies. Thank you for your 23 years of service at Jefferson and over 30 years with the Port Huron Area School District. Enjoy your retirement, and please remember to stop in and see us. It is my extreme pleasure at this time to begin introducing each graduate so they may receive their diplomas. Handing out the diplomas this evening are two individuals from the Board of Education, Mr. Jeffrey Beckett, Vice President of the School Board, and Mr. Charles Meeker, a trustee of the School Board. And so we begin. Tanya Jo Harms. Jennifer Lynn Money. Christina Dominga Aguirre. Melissa A. Halifax. Danielle Lynn Mitchell. Tammy Freiberger. Jennifer Lynn Collins. Brandy Rydell. Valerie Connor. Deanna Tesh. Ricky Danielle Roach. Lonnie Jean Vermeulen. Jennifer Pomeroy. Kathleen Joy Burnaby. Tabitha Marie Hill. Jessica Leah Vernier. Tony Marie May Placencia. Teresa Sosinski. Anna Lisa Jacks. Angela Nowak. Genevieve Harmon. Jennifer Lynn Nisley. Dennis Andrew Christie. Corey William Zeller. Rob Raza. Mishan David Nixon. Jason Harmon. Cody Martin. Mark McDougall, Jr. Jason Thomas Henning. At this time, I would like to turn the floor back to our director, Ms. Paul, to conclude the evening.
Graduates, please stand. Families, you have your cameras ready? Everybody set? Graduates, you may turn your tassels. With great pride, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduating class of 2003. On behalf of the graduates, I invite you to join us for cookies and punch next door, this way, to my left, to your right. Please remain in your places until the graduates have proceeded out of the auditorium.